Buenas tardes, amigos. Last January, end of January and early February, we took a trip with Road Scholar, and here we see a map of the route. This is Costa Rica. We begin in San Jose in the center and moved up to Tortuguero, and then to the Arena volcano. Then headed southwest to Tarcoles and the beach near Jaco, and then back to San Jose. One of the things we did near the beginning was visited the Brit coffee show, where these two humorous fellows showed us how they plant and harvest the coffee beans. In the center is Marie Merck. She won some sort of prize for something, and she gets her picture taken, I guess. After San Jose, we went to Tortuguero. The word refers to turtles, which nest on the beach. The Tortuguero is kind of like the Outer Banks, North Carolina. It is only reachable by boat. Here we see a bunch of tourists getting ready to get there. This, I believe, is called Tortuguero Town. And here, Luis, the guide, bought everybody a treat. I got 2 beers and met a fellow named Colonel Locklear, who wanted me to buy some of his mead, I guess, that he makes in Virginia. Very nice guy. Kind of an old hippie. Here we are I believe it's the evening on the Tortuguero River on one of the many river tours, probably returning back to the hotel. Here is a Jesus Christ lizard, so called because it can run so fast that it can run on water. Here are some of the members of the group. I don't know if I should mention myself in the lower left-hand corner with my bandana on. Just above my hat is Marie again. Behind her is a former nuclear engineer, and his name was Michael. Then, of course, next to Marie is Klaus, who was a retired businessman, or executive, I could say. And then way in the back is Luis the guide. And then way up front is Bob, who said he was a retired janitor. Now, Klaus Merck was the son of Ernst, and Ernst Merck invented the Merck ventilator. Klaus was born in Denmark, and the first Merck was made in Denmark, but Ernst moved to the U.S., and so this is one of his later models, maybe around 1954. Now here is I believe, American crocodile. They're all American crocodiles to me. And of course some birds. After all, that's what we're doing, bird watching. And also crab watching. I can't name this crab, but it's very interesting to me because of its coloration. In the trees, you see a huge iguana, and must have been 5-6 foot long. The reason he's up there, I think, is he's after a female iguana, but I can't see her in the picture. One of the high points was the whitewater rafting. It wasn't too bad. If you raft, was pretty mild, okay? But we enjoyed ourselves. Here's Luis again. He's showing us how to prepare a coconut. Here's our tour bus. We had the same bus the entire tour. So after the Tortuguero adventure, we start heading up towards the volcano, and we stopped in this town, and we spent about at least 90 minutes there, and met the school children who frankly get some money from Road Scholar, and they in return they put on a nice show for us and show us around the school. Here's the volcano, and which we saw in the course of a nature walk. Here's how we would escape from that same volcano if it would start to erupt. Here are the army ants crossing the trail. Here are some huge turkey-like birds which I cannot name. In this area they have these hanging bridges, and it was a nice long walk and lots of hanging bridges. And the only way I can deal with this, because of my fear of heights, is to walk, put my eyes forward and walk quickly across the bridge. There was this kind of a demonstration farm, and we had a lecture by this fellow. I can't name this plant, but I can say that he did show us how they prepared sugar cane, and we also had a authentic Costa Rican meal, which of course was principally of beans and rice. Again, here's Luis on the Tarcoles River. Here's a nice close view. Again, I think these are American crocodiles. So after this volcano area, we go to the beach on the Pacific, and I'm out for a walk, and I see this nice iguana here, very common. Now, I believe I took the bus to get to the beaches, and behind this beach is a nicer beach called Playa Blanca, I think, and we were warned not to walk between the two because you could get caught when the tide comes in on the peninsula to your right. But I did do it anyway, and the consequence was I was climbing over rocks and split my bathing suit, which was old. But it was worth it. Another adventure we had was the outrigger canoes, and here we see the group bathing. I'm sitting on the shore because I'm waiting to snorkel. The snorkeling turned out pretty good for me this time. This was my second attempt, and I learned some stuff, but I did have to be towed in because I got tired, and the guy towed me in with the kayak. Here's the treats at the beach, nice and sharp because it's not Betty, but Debbie's smartphone camera. Here are the leafcutter ants, which you may know. They take these down into their burrow or whatever, and they grow a fungus, which they eat from these leaves. Here is a deadly fer-de-lance snake, and I don't know if it was on this walk or not. that they said, if you're going to walk with those water shoes, you better sign this release because there's a lot of dangerous snakes around here. So I did. Fiend.